In this week's Parsha, we learn about Knas. It's a penalty paid by people who have done something wrong, stolen something. They have to give a certain amount of money besides the value of the thing they stole. They're also responsible to bring some sort of Knas, a penalty fee. There's an interesting thing that the Talmud in Bava Kama talks about, and that's something called Moda B'Knas. When a thief comes in and nobody knows that he stole, and he has nothing to lose, and he admits that he stole the thing, then he is exempt from giving the Knas. He doesn't have to give the fee anymore. And we can ask ourselves, why is that? And amongst the many commentaries, and many of them say similar things, Rabbi Dessler explains that when somebody admits to a penalty, when they admit that they did something wrong, that's the whole goal of the Knas to begin with. The whole reason for the fee, we don't need the money. The court doesn't need the money. The rabbis don't need the money. God for sure doesn't need the money. The money is all about a penalty for the person to admit that they did something wrong. And yes, of course, the court can find somebody guilty of something. The court can find somebody at fault for something, and then that person should have to pay for that. And then the person has to hopefully admit, okay, you're right, I did something wrong. When the person comes into court, no questions asked, and admits this, that's even better. And this is a very important idea in Judaism, is that our connection to God needs to come from within. We need to feel it. When you hear different voices, different people telling you what to do, of course, they're right. Sometimes they're right. You have to do those things. There are rules. But when that rule comes from within, you know that it's the right thing to do. And it stims, it fits with what the Torah wants you to do. That's, of course, much easier. There are, of course, times, we all know, when the Torah says something and it's difficult for us to agree with. And then you have to reflect, why is it that I disagree? Is it because of my environment? Because of my nature? And then you have to study that thing. And sometimes it takes some time and effort. But when you study a topic in depth, and that's what yeshivas and seminaries are for, when you study that topic and you really are able to adhere to it, and really make it part of yourself, that's when you know you're on the right path and you're coming closer to Hashem. Have a Shabbat Shalom.